Okay, hello. Welcome to episode 45 of NoHoldsBarredPod.com. That is Sal Dodgson.
Thank you very much. Don McGowan over there on No Holds Barred Pod.
Hi. Welcome back to our series of weird introductions.
We'll never get used to them.
No. Still not good at doing our own names, but anyway, welcome along. Welcome back, hopefully. If you're new, what do? We talk about politics, the news,
welcome to you if you are.
Issues. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Try and talk about lots of different things that's been happening in the news this week, and politics, and waves his arms around everything else.
All the things that relate to all the other things.
Yeah, exactly. Bit of admin just before we start with, we got a website which is relatively new,
It's bloody beautiful. Well done, you. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
I like it. I'm quite pleased with it. Yeah, so if you want to see clips, you want to know about Sal, what she does, about me a bit, if you want to get in touch with us, everything's on there, clips. And then the second bit of admin is hopefully next week, I think. Yeah, that'd be a good timing. Beginning of Feb, we've got a Patreon starting. You'll still be able to listen and watch us for free on all the usual places, but our Patreon will start next week at the low price of, I've forgotten what we decided.
$1.49 was the lowest we were allowed to use.
That's right.
We wanted to do 99p, but they wouldn't let us. So.
That's right. Yeah, £1.49 a month. And that will give you access to our episodes a full 24 hours before everyone else. And then we're going to have two other tiers, which we've set out what they're going to have, and some bonus stuff, and access to Sal and I every week. You'll be able to have a chat to us in person if you'd like, which is
live Zooming, baby.
Weird, but yeah, exactly. And so keep an eye out for that, but we'll announce that more next week when hopefully I'll have finished the artwork, because that's all I've got to do, and then we'll have our Patreon live next week.
It's very, very good. So right. Yes, if you could support us, that would be smashing, because
but as we said,
things don't happen for free. That's we're learning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and everything will still be for free to anyone else. You'll still be able to watch us and listen to us.
I'll tell you what is free though.
All the other apps.
It is free to like, to share and subscribe, and that also supports us. So if you're like me, living on the margins, if you could do that, please, we'd be ever so grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That'd be lovely. Gives us a little bit of money to do projects and research like we did last weekend.
Yes.
Sal and I took a road trip to the lovely Clacton-on-Sea, which we'll come up against. No, we'll come to a bit later on, I think. We'll
illuminating, wasn't it?
It certainly was, but in a good way, I thought.
Oh, I can see why he thinks there's cuts to be had. Come on, North. Tell me that again. Anyway, more on that later.
We'll come to Clacton later on. So where do you want to start? PMQs as usual?
Yeah, I did text you this week, and I did say that PMQs was so boring, I couldn't concentrate on it long enough to make notes. So I then watched Paul Joe review it, and they actually entitled the video, "Is this the most boring PMQs ever?" So at least I'm on the ball. That much we know.
Yeah, absolutely. You called it. Yeah, you definitely called that.
Well, I'm glad I didn't watch it, because they started out with a tribute to Holocaust Memorial Day, which of course nobody wants to see repeated. But when it's spoken by a government who is currently aiding and abetting this century's genocide, after, over 1 million people in this country have died due to political choice, I find it sticks in the craw a bit. We don't learn, do we? And, just the epitome of hypocrisy. It makes me sick. So I'm glad I missed that. Now, the people in the pub industry are still not happy about the business rates fiasco, even though the government have climbed down and reduced it, I believe, by a further 15%?
15, yeah.
15%.
Right.
So I just wanted to highlight the disparity, really. Our mate Gil King on Twitter posted a couple of days ago the difference between pub chains and your single landlord is vast.
Absolutely.
Now, this might help your single landlord, freeholder, I assume, you know what I mean, that isn't adhered to a brewery.
Yeah.
Gills posted, Mitchell and Butlers have 1,700 pubs and reported year-end 2025 revenues of 2.7 billion, with a 20% year-on-year increase in pre-tax profits to 238 million. Because there's no means testing, Reeves Corporate Welfare for Pubs will gift them £15 million in 26-27. And that, folks, is the power of corporate lobbying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it stinks.
It's like
it
everything.
all stinks. They could very, very easily have put limits on that, and they didn't.
It was like the triple lock and things like that. And anything like that, they don't means test. And so lots of wealthy people are getting free money, basically. And yeah, as you said, the big pubcos are.
And this is how they widen the wealth gap. Exponentially and existentially.
Yeah, true.
Daisy Cooper asked about pro-democracy campaigners being clamped down on here and abroad, highlighting Starmer's visit to Beijing, and she said that the Chinese regime is still a huge problem. David Lammy replied that we can't just ignore them. We're cooperating where we can and challenging where we disagree. Now, I'm not even convinced that they're in meetings in Beijing with a Cantonese speaker, because, you know, they do tend to come out to be that useless, don't they? So, I mean, right, whatevs.
Well, they've announced today there's some visa-free travel's been allowed for British people to China now.
I thought they were thinking about it.
Oh, I think it's 30 days visa-free travel they've announced this afternoon.
Oh, so I must have seen it this morning.
Something's happened.
I saw they were talking about it, but...
Yeah, I think that was announced officially about a couple of hours back. But yeah,
but they're just another massive surveillance state, aren't they? Except they surveil everybody.
Yes, it's very true.
It's all mental. And highlight of PMQs was 30p being made to look like a knobhead because he stood up and asked a question. Apparently he saw something on the BBC, and then somebody pointed out that last year he was all about defunding the BBC and said he didn't have a TV licence. So is he getting fined? Is he? Yeah,
it got a bit choppy in the house, didn't it? Because one person started shouting it, and then everyone did, didn't they? I saw
and
that
then
clip,
Hoyle saw his
and the
arse.
speaker had to. Yeah, exactly.
But it was like assembly. He said, who'd said that? Who said that? If you haven't got...
Put your hand up.
If you haven't got the... I can't even remember what his phrase was, but if you haven't got the balls to say who you are, then you should just get out now or something like that. And I'm like, they're not 12!
They might act like it, but they're not. Yeah.
It just explains itself. And then, Paul Joe ended their review of PMQs by asking if... Labour realise exactly how much they're amplifying Reform talking points and saying how shit their comms is, which everybody said for about since comms became a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
So, and that was all she wrote this week because just tedious. It wasn't even Starmer versus Bad Enoch. It was Andrew Griffith, who will never be doing that again. He was about as good as that James bloke the other week.
Oh yeah,
and he's
done it before.
Opposing David Lammy, and apparently two more tedious people you struggle to find.
Yeah, Griffith's done it twice, I think, before this week, but
not since we started.
I think
has he?
I'm not sure if
remember that.
Maybe not actually, but I'm sure he's done it at least once before. Definitely, I've seen him there as a deputy. Don't drop your coat.
Oh,
and
twice in the last 2 days, listeners, I've thrown a fresh cup of coffee down my person because of my khaki hand.
And once at the weekend in Clapton.
Oh, yeah, and on Saturday also. Sunday, with a cup of coffee, wasn't even drunk. So, absent mind, khaki hand, they don't match.
Yeah. Yeah, so PMQs was a complete write-off this week then. I'm glad I didn't bother. I was going to skim it this morning, but I ended up in B&Q instead, which is far more interesting.
I'd rather go to B&Q than do anything to do with politics, but
yeah.
What would my khaki undercard?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so wanted to ask you though, because you might know, why exactly was Bad Enoch giving a speech instead of being in PMQs? And why was it called a landmark speech?
I don't know anything about the speech. I just haven't had a chance nor the inclination to watch it.
I was tempted to go and listen to it, and then I saw it was half an hour long, and I thought, no, you don't deserve that, girl. There's more to life.
Was there any headlines from it? Do you know what it was about?
Oh, the only headline I know about is the piece you've got about the to-do.
We'll get
because we have to have content out of these fucking pieces of shit, don't we?
Yeah, you got to scrape the barrel.
Jesus fucking Christ!
No, the reason Badenoch wasn't there is whenever the Prime Minister's away, they do deputies, so she can't then do it because that's the convention is they have David Lammy stands in as Deputy Prime Minister, and then it used to be Rayner, didn't it? And then I know Rayner and Griffith have done it together, so it was before Rayner left. That was the last time Andrew Griffith did it. But so he and. Obviously, we've mentioned loads of times Badenoch doesn't want to have a deputy because, she's
a freak.
She thinks she's the god. And, it's just a random...
Has Nigel got a deputy?
Sort of, right, Richard Tice. But it just depends on what week we're on with reform, as to who's doing
How
what.
the wind's blowing.
Yeah, exactly. Who really knows? I mean, but he's like Badenoch. He's too full of his own self-importance, isn't he? So none of them really matter in the reform scheme of things. It's only him. So, yeah. So, shall we segue into reform roundup? Sorry, go on.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I might be being premature with what I was about to say. It's all right.
Okay.
If you don't bring it up, I'll ask you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, should we go into our little reform roundup of the week?
Oh, let's.
Yeah, let's. Something I hadn't written down and you reminded me of beforehand, which happened earlier in the week, was Reform councillor in Leicestershire, Joseph Boehm, who is, I believe, 20, but looked about.
I thought he was 23.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, I'm going to have to check.
I didn't. Yeah.
We're split on this, aren't we? We've got a little disagreement. Hooray!
Yeah, kind of. Not really, but yeah, sort of. No, it's at the weekend after the horrible shooting of Alex Pretty by the ICE agents in Minnesota, which again we'll talk about in a bit. He put up a big poster, as it were, on Twitter saying, "I stand with ICE," and with the federal government seal on it. He just downloaded it
after
from
their
website,
second execution.
After the second that we know about, street execution. And unsurprisingly, he was absolutely mullered left, right, and centre online, because what's a 20-something-year-old in the UK councillor, far-right councillor, got to do with?
As of last August,
America
he was 22. So
he's 22, yeah. And then he's advocating effectively the state-sponsored murder of citizens for
the fact it's even in his head as an acceptable thing. Yeah. He should have been fired into space, away from politics.
But it was up for, I think, about 4 days. And I put a post out, I think, on about Tuesday or something. I said, I can't believe the brass neck of this kid that's been hammered left, right, and centre by everybody, including politicians downwards online, said take this down, and eventually he did. And I saw a rebuke came through from the leader of Leicestershire Council for him, and Councillor Michael Squires, who'd also put a little, a repost of it, nothing in the same scale as what Joseph Boehm did, but the pair of them got bollocked basically by the council leader. So yeah, you can't. I don't know. It's just, it takes a special weird kind of brain to support what's going on.
I appreciate what you're saying about them being young, and we all make mistakes. And yeah, we do. And that's all fine. But what you don't do is, if you're not a competent human being, you don't go and work in a job of responsibility. Or you shouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should make politics for over 30s or something, when the human brain is more matured. But it doesn't stop till you're like 30, 35. And yet we expect like 15 years of adulthood from people whose brains are still developing. Because,
Well, because he was the leader of reform in Leicestershire when he was elected last year. Didn't last very long. He got hoofed quite quickly.
Can you imagine if he was still there and he posted that? He's not going to rebuke himself, is he? Oh.
No, true. But they've still got that other kid in Warwickshire, George Finch, who's I think 19 or 20 as well, and he is the leader of Warwickshire County Council. He got called out this week for lying about council taxes because they kept saying, "Oh yeah, we weren't going to put council taxes up," and then he put a post out saying, "Oh, we're only going to put them up by 3.4%." Immediately got community noted saying, "No, Warwickshire's going up by 4.99%."
Liars.
They just lie non-stop about everything. So, yeah. But moving on to talking of lying, the king of the liars in reform.
Hang on, that's a crowded field, my man.
I said it as soon as it came up my mouth. I went, "Is he too many to pick from, isn't there?" But Matt Goodwin is what I'm talking about. Matt Goodwin,
the Mickey Mouse academic.
This guy, yeah, who blocked me beginning of last year. I pointed out that his data that he was using was a load of bollocks, and it immediately blocked me on Twitter.
He's been doing that a lot lately, apparently.
The king of free speech, who has spent the last few days cleansing his history on Twitter of bad things that he said about Manchester in the past.
Too late.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Like people haven't screenshotted all of this stuff already, mate. Sorry. Yeah, he's been picked to run for the MP in Gorton and Denton in Greater Manchester, which is only in about 3 weeks now, the by-election. So they haven't got long. We haven't got long to wait. He's running in an area which is 30% Muslim with 40% non-white. And Matt Goodwin has spent the last 5 years of his life arguing that people that are non-white shouldn't be in this country. He's borderline great replacement theory. He's a full-on
eugenicist.
Yeah, eugenicist, all that shit.
And
yeah, he really is.
Just FYI, the Muslim vote have already endorsed the Greens, and they haven't even picked a candidate yet.
Yeah, I was going to say we don't even know who they are yet. I know, because there was some rumor about Moffin, wasn't there? But
well,
I'm not sure if that's come to much. But go on.
There were two candidates this morning that I think the Greens have put forward. There's a lady local plumber who's been in the Greens forever, and there's an ex-Labour guy who's a landlord.
Okay.
Now, the Green Party are against rentier economy.
Yeah.
So
true.
I'm just, they have a potential your party banana skin here. And I'm hoping they're not going to be that thick. I'm really fucking hoping they're not going to be that thick.
I had a little mini chat with Narinda yesterday, Narinda Kaur, and she'd put something under Zach Polanski's, one of his tweets, saying, "What about me? Let's have a chat about this by-election coming up." She's like, she said, "Give us a chat. Give us a call, Zach. We can have a chat about stuff." I mean, I don't think it was serious, but it was funny.
Right.
But yeah, I think, is it Sarah Parker or something? The woman you were saying about, she's a local plumber.
Name, to be honest, because they haven't been confirmed yet. So, because I read it, I'm a divvy on it. I read it as this guy put a post up saying I interviewed the two Green candidates for Denton and Gorton, and I thought it was a Green Party person who just interviewed them, not a journalist who'd interviewed them, which was what it was.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, "Oh, it's down to these two, is it?" And I'm like, "Oh no,
you thought it was a job interview, basically." Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, she's been a councillor in Manchester for a while.
This week, just FYI.
Yeah, Clacton took a lot out of us at the weekend. So yeah, Matt Goodwin. Oh my God! I mean, I just don't know. I said yesterday online that I reckon they might pull him before the by-election because he's getting ripped to pieces by everybody, like in the news, in the media, online. He's too easy pickings. He's said so many stupid, crazy,
he's been taken
racist
apart
shit
by
in the last few years.
Everybody with a brain.
Everyone, exactly. He's been ripped to pieces, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do a pull him at the last minute and just bus in someone that they know they. Oh yeah, you said that, didn't you? He's resigned his job as vice mayor or whatever it is in Stoke.
He took the mayoralty on last week,
Yeah.
Not last week, Christ, sorry. Last year.
Last year.
And has since had a baby, which is very talented of him. And now he's decided that he's too busy with his family to be able to do the mayor thing. Now...
Oh, was that his reasoning?
I don't know what else mayors do apart from go around opening things and showing their face. In my personal experience of having had a dad who used to be essentially the PA to the mayor for over a decade, because when he had mayors in that had no family, we were the kids that would go along to family events.
Oh, right, okay.
So I don't know what the fuck a mayor does, I'll be honest, apart from wear a chain and go to fun things.
Yeah.
I don't know what he needs time for. And is there a monthly meeting in the chambers or something?
Probably. I shall ask my my friend Tim, because his mum was the Lord Mayor of Leeds at one point.
Yeah, Lord Mayor and Mayor, not the same thing.
No, that's true. They used to go off on ceremonial visits around the world and stuff.
Oh.
From what I know.
So that's international mayoring.
Yeah, well, she was, I don't know, I must ask him, because she was the Labour Mayor of Leeds for a long time, and yeah.
Do you know what?
Anyway.
Do you know what still sits weird with me? Do you know what the official title for addressing a mayor is?
No.
It's fucking weird. Mr. Mayor.
Worship?
Mr. Mayor.
I
assume it's a man. I assume it's Mrs. Mayor for a woman.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mrs. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor is how you address them.
Oh, wow. That's like something out of Postman Pat or something. Mr. Mayor.
Unless it was just a joke with my dad when I was little. Oh, no, my dad used to... No, it's what my dad used to call them as well.
Yeah.
I know.
Right, yeah, no,
By the by.
I don't know. Yeah, so...
More on Matt Goodwin's false
just a little bit.
False.
Basically, after it was announced, Owen Jones had a little poke at him, as we all have on Twitter.
That.
I mean, not me, because he blocked me, but... Go on.
Owen Jones blocked you?
No, no, Goodwin.
Oh,
but I can't have a poke at him because he blocked me. But yeah, Owen Jones was basically, pointing out the fact that Matt Goodwin didn't grow up in Manchester like a lot of people seem to claim. He grew up in St Albans in Hertfordshire. I think he was born local to Manchester and then moved away when he was very, very little. And then he kept saying that he said, "Oh yeah, his dad moved to Manchester when he was 12, but he still lived in St Albans. But he spent holidays in Manchester." He said. But then Sundar Katwala, Sundar Says on Twitter, popped up and pointed out that Matt Goodwin's claim of being the first person in his family to go to university was wrong. But then Goodwin popped back and said his dad went to university in later life or something. And then it turns out that Matt Goodwin's dad ran the NHS in Manchester, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Can't find it. Can't remember the exact name of it. He was responsible for, was it £900 million worth of cuts?
I thought it was 700, but
Matt Goodwin's father. Yeah,
it was like a 50% reduction in cuts.
Yeah, he basically took.
Of course he did.
Manchester
of course he did.
into austerity, basically. His dad was responsible for that. So yeah,
his mum was probably Maggie Thatcher.
He's probably told people it was. But the problem with Matt Goodwin is he lies and he makes stuff up to suit his own agenda, and then when he gets called out, he just blocks you and he just ignores you. And as we saw on Question Time a couple of months back, when Zach Polanski basically
everyone bodies him. Anyone with a brain can body him. That's why he's just such an incredulous character.
He just thinks he's very, very intelligent, and he's not as intelligent as he thinks he is.
It's a disability that,
I mean, and there's just so many videos online of him talking about how the country needs migrant workers, going back further, how Muslim vote was really important. And he's just changed overnight for cash to go on the far right. He's an absolute con artist.
He was always a cunt for cash industry, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, totally.
Now he's just joining the political cunts for cash industry, or trying to.
And then the funniest thing that's happened, two things have happened in the same way now. So Labour put out a post a few days ago, which was a video of Goodwin on a speech, doing a speech somewhere, and he said he had the mispleasure of being in Manchester last week or something like that. what he was talking about was the Tory party conference, but he didn't say that. He said,
Manchester.
I had the unfortunate pleasure of being in Manchester last week. So Labour put that out as a clip, and then Reform went, "Oh, you mean little people? Why? How would you do that to little Matt?" And then they reported it to the police.
They said that the thing I saw on Reform was them saying that Labour had posted it out of context.
Yeah.
That's not out of context. That's
a clip, doesn't it?
It is what it says on the tin.
Exactly. So this afternoon, Greater Manchester Police have said we can confirm that we had a report about this. We've looked at it.
Fucking hell.
Fuck off. Don't be silly, you idiots. So this is Reform, who, on the back of free speech, they claim everyone should have the free speech to say whatever they want. They're very against policing the streets and not the tweets. That was their big campaign last year. And then this afternoon, it's just come out that Reform have threatened to sue somebody else now. So, because when Suella Braverman defected last week, the Tories put out a statement, which they actually changed about 4 hours afterwards because they got a bit kickback. But the first version of the statement said, "We've tried really hard to help Suella with her mental health." This is when she jumped ship to Reform. And but unfortunately, nothing seems to have worked. And that's what they put out as their first statement, which is quite catty, to be fair.
No, but none of them have tried not being a horrible psychopathic cunt, have they? And I think that that might work for her. But, you know, when you've helped kill over 1 million people, you should have shit mental health.
Yeah.
I hope it haunts her forever.
Yeah, but the Tories got absolutely lambasted left and right by the media on that one. Oh! So they changed their statement quite quickly.
They got lambasted for criticising a former member's mental health after they've all been party to killing over 1 million people who they haven't been lambasted for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same ones that tried to let Boris Johnson off with everything in COVID, the parties.
Yeah, and this is why legacy journalism is just cash for cuntistry.
Well, it's arse.
They're all bastards.
Yeah, so the Tories quickly changed that. This was like last Thursday or something, when she moved. And then today, Reform have released a statement saying that... Where is it? Reform UK has threatened to sue Kemi Badenoch unless she publicly apologises to Suella Braverman by 4 p.m. tomorrow over the Tories' now redacted mental health reference. So this is Reform, free speech reform again. Even though the Tories did change it because, you know, it looked bad for them, not because they felt bad about it, because they haven't apologised. This is the party of Nigel Farage and the hurty words brigade online going, "Oh, it's only hurty words when you've threatened to kill somebody," or "It's only hurty words when you've threatened to burn down an asylum hotel." But yeah, apparently calling someone out for having tricky mental health is
they're just all disgusting, terrible, thick people.
Yeah, but it's just Farage going down the Trump route again, suing everybody that he doesn't like Trump's tried to sue the New York Times last week because they put out a poll he didn't like, and he said, "I'm going to sue you for $2 billion." $2 billion because he didn't like the poll, because it was negative for him. But this is Farage doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Just complete copy-paste from Trump. So, yeah, it's ridiculous.
I bet he's not telling that. He's been banging on today, hasn't he, about being on the doorstep in Gorton Denton.
Yeah, it's quite hard to get that.
I've lived, near there. No. Like I said to you, it's the first time I've ever heard anyone shoot a gun in my actual physical presence.
Oh, yeah, you said, yeah.
That's fun.
Is it Denton and Gorton or Gorton and Denton? Is it Denton first?
I don't know, because they're not actually, they're separate places. It's just the constituencies.
Yeah, it's like
Gorton
Levenshulme and all that sort of, yeah. That's just, because it was only created last year, from what I was reading, the actual constituency. But
yeah, I live near Denton. Gorton's a bit further up towards the airport.
Right.
I think. What was I going to say?
So, yeah. We're just talking about Farage suing, trying to sue
speaking
people.
of hurty words, Connolly's desperately trying to get locked back up again, isn't she?
Oh my
What's wrong
God!
with her?
What's she said now?
Oh, she's just said something about how she'd kick somebody in the head or something. I can't remember. It's just it was something like, "You really are testing that boundary, girl."
She is pushing it. I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. She got in trouble with a parole officer.
Well, that's why. Because I'm thinking, and then somebody else was wondering if said every time she goes back to prison, her crowdfunder boosts.
Yeah, Tommy Robinson playbook, that one then.
Have you got him down for this week?
I haven't.
I saw him announced a new grift.
Out some crypto.
Yeah,
I saw
absolute
the crypto
grift.
Yeah, I saw it. I just crypto's such a wonky, shonky piece of tech anyway. It's used by all the wrong people. So I think I tweeted about it when it came out last week. It's just the only surprise for me is that it took him so long to jump on that bandwagon. Like when everybody else has been on it for a while. Like Farage has been doing it for 2 years.
It's outrageous. Yeah. I mean, he's inviting his own sort of followers to invest in this thing that they're just never going to get their money back from in a million years.
I know.
It's disgusting. Oh, where's
like
that?
Trump announcing last night. Did you see that he's like they're opening up Trump banking so that if you can use in association with Visa, you can deposit money straight into a Trump bank account using your Visa card. No, thank you. I think I'll leave that one.
Outrageous.
This is the man who took millions of dollars off people promising a gold Trump phone, which was 2 years ago, and he's still not materialized. So.
Sorry, she's posted something about Adam Brooks crossed the floor to Talk TV and laid it on the line.
I saw he'd gone to Talk TV. I saw some rumour saying that he might be sacked off GB News.
No.
And Talk TV mop up all that shit, don't they? So until they get sacked from Talk TV, like Dan Wootton. But yeah, and Mike Graham. Yeah. I'm just looking.
I can't find it. Maybe it's something she posted the other day, but she's just a fucking tedious bastard.
Yeah, she is. She really is. She, as you said, she's really pushing her luck and seems desperate to get chucked back in jail. Maybe she doesn't like her husband. But two other reform quick things. Oh, no, you're right.
I'll turn her off after this. She tweeted 2 days ago, "Dear police, atted Keir Starmer causes me alarm and distress every single day. Hashtag just saying. Fuck me sideways, this is what our tax pays for. No wonder the UK is in such a state. But remember, at Undersec PD, at Real Donald Trump, we have had free speech in the UK for a very, very, very long time."
She's been on the line.
I feel like I'm on the line giving her fucking airtime. Sorry. Let's get back to talking about things that matter.
Reform.
Yes.
2 more things.
Yeah.
Firstly, Farage was away from his job again, unsurprisingly, this week. This week he was in Dubai grifting money from Indian billionaires instead of doing his job.
It's all about British people for Britain.
Yeah. So he's sucking up to Indian billionaires in Dubai this week. Instead of being in Parliament doing his job that we pay him for.
Instead of working for a fraudster from Iranistan.
Iran. Yeah, Gandaharis. Yeah, I think I'm waiting for that to shake out with Nick and One Finance guy. They're like dogs with bones on that.
They've been brilliant the last couple of weeks, haven't they?
Yeah, they are. They're really fully on that. So I was waiting for that to shake out with them, and then I think we'll mention that. But the other last thing I've got is that polling again, because I've mentioned it before, and I wrote an article last year about Find Out Now, who are like the online polling company that Reform always has Reform like way, way ahead of everyone else.
It's the one side Yusuf does with his felt tips.
Yeah, basically. They rushed out a poll from Gorton and Denton, yesterday it was. And the poll shows, the first by-election poll from Gorton and Denton shows Reform UK winning the seat. And they have Reform UK on 30%, Labour on 27%, Green 17%, blah.
How many people did they ask?
What they say via Find Out Now, the sample size is 143 people.
I could do that with my Twitter account, and I've got no traction.
Yeah, the last poll I did, I think I got about 17,000 polls on one of my polls. But no, I said, like, when you go and look at the sort of methodology behind polling, anything under 1,000 is basically unreliable.
Pointless.
Yeah, completely. So 143, I said, is basically a quiet afternoon in Wetherspoons. That's basically all they've asked, And so it's just mad that they're so desperate to push out the reform line because, as I wrote in my article, if people see a poll result, it's more likely to sit in their psyche. Then the next one comes around, they then see that reform, and it pushes itself up. It's a knock-on effect.
Manifestation tactic.
Exactly.
A very, very dishonest one.
And it basically influences public opinion instead of like measuring it, which is
it's propaganda.
A quote from Peter Hitchens that I didn't know about. Yeah, someone posted it to me, and he's right though. Opinion polls are a device for influencing public opinion, not a device for measuring it. And he's dead right on that. Yeah. That's exactly what's happening. So I ended up in the last 2 days, I've had the head of polling at Find Out Now has just followed me on Twitter, and the head of political polling at YouGov is now following me on Twitter since I put that out. So apparently it hit a nerve. But yeah, it's just 143 people is just absolutely crazy.
Nonsense.
Yeah, I could walk from here down to Stroud and back and get more than that. So yeah, desperation, I'd say. And that is reform. I mean, there's loads more bits and bobs, but like nothing worth writing home about. It's all about Matt Goodwin this week, and that's about it, really. So,
well, we wait for the Greens to tell us who they're going to stand. Although,
yes,
Labour,
and Labour,
who have Labour? Have they chosen anyone yet? Because they're wanging on about it a lot. You just think, just give it up.
Well, so's Zach and the Greens, but I really want all of them to announce their candidates, so at least we get an idea. But Reform kind of jumped the gun a bit, and the shark, definitely jumped the shark. So I really want Labour to see who Labour's going to put up after the Andy Burnham debacle last week, and then or at the weekend. I put on my notes Burnham ? Then I said a bit boring. I mean, do we want to talk about what happened with that?
We probably could, and then we could wrap it up and come back and talk about American Clacton.
Yeah, they go well together.
I mean, my personal view is that he was blocked because Starmer knows he couldn't beat him in a competition for PM. That seems to be the writing on the wall for me. He's a few hoops jump away from challenging Starmer. Obviously, he was just asking 100%. For permission to be released as mayor so that he could stand.
Yeah.
And they went, oh no discussion, no see public opinion, no, just no. Andy Burnham will not be rejoining politics the way Jonathan Gullis is being allowed to.
Yeah, I think the mayor of Greater Manchester and the mayor of Stoke-on-Trent or wherever it is, Gullis.
And I saw somebody else today saying, he's only served half of his, I was going to say sentence then. He's only served half of his term. I'm like, well, no, he's on his halfway through his third term. It's 8 years, mate. No, 10 nearly now. Give the man a break.
Yeah.
He'd be very good for our country relative to what we have now. And that
it was all a bit of a...
It should be about the best person to lead the country, not about Starmer wanting to retain power. And that's how you know he's unsuitable for the job. They all are.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they've all got this psyche.
It was a bit of a psychodrama, wasn't it? And you're right, exactly right in what you're saying. It was all about Starmer keeping control of his cabinet and his power, because Burnham would be a challenge, I think. But Burnham was pretty gracious, to be fair, and he said, "No, don't worry about it." I thought
he handled it very well, considering.
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was really good. And then I saw some people attacking Keir Starmer, and even stood up for Starmer afterwards and stuff. So Andy Burnham's been solid throughout this whole kind of mess, and he'll go back and do his job, and maybe another seat will come up. And
I don't think it's the last we've seen of Burnham. I think it'll come back to bite Starmer on the bum.
Yeah, it might.
Well, mate,
it might be any.
He's going to get levelled in May.
Yeah, we've talked about this, haven't we? And I just still think that's that's part and parcel priced in now. But it's just another by-election comes up. I think Burnham will be chucking his hat in the ring wherever it is that next time as well. So whenever another MP gets ill or punches someone out outside of pubs, no, I think you're right. Burnham's not for going anywhere.
Just before we wrap up homegrown politics, possibly just a rumour, I heard Gavin Williamson might be defecating.
I saw that yesterday as well.
I don't know where I saw it, so it might be nonsense, but he hasn't yet.
I've seen rumours of 3 people in the last 2 days.
Are they all?
And I've seen
the most terrible of people left.
Well, of course they are. I've seen strong rumours about Chris Philp. And yeah.
I mean, he's got reform personality written all over him.
Yeah. He's nailed. I think he's
we'll
nailed
shift goalposts for cash.
Exactly. Oh, he's perfect for reform. He'll literally say anything at all under any
circumstances. With a straight face.
Yeah.
It's quite a talent.
Yeah, he's good at it. Yeah, he is good at it. He did it all through COVID and all sorts of stuff. So I've heard strong rumours about Philp. Then, I saw Gavin Williamson's name pop up yesterday. I mean, that would be quite a get for them, ex-education secretary, but also Sir. Another Sir. Yeah, I don't know about Priti Patel. I think she's very Tory. I don't know.
She's just like a
but then I think they all are.
A wasp. I saw her being interviewed the other day by someone. She's just
awful.
I mean, she always was.
She's a horrible woman. Yeah. No, you forget how actually really like Cruella she actually is. Like she's really mean and mean-spirited and no sense of humour.
Since the last couple of days I've noticed on Twitter, I've started feeling like I'm back in deep Tory territory with the political arguments and the abuse flying about. I feel like it's back in the old roughy tufty days of the Tories and getting them out.
Yeah.
And it's just over reform trying to get in. It's mad.
Yeah. But it's all the same people though, isn't it? So half of the same people anyway.
But then you've got the people who are still supporting Labour, who think genocide's okay and fucking over the table's absolutely fine as long as it doesn't affect them, and it's only bad if the Tories do it. So we are so factionally split in this country. It is nuts.
Oh, it's huge, yeah.
But we're so factionally. I'm hoping that the majority is going to end up being the Green. Like, let's return humanity to the fucking table, please.
Yeah,
just a bit. Just so we're not starving and crippling people anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of followers online who are very staunchly Labour, and they're really going, instead of attacking reform, they're attacking the Greens at the moment. And you got to think,
that's right.
Don't do that. It's reform or the enemy.
Sorry.
Go on.
Sorry to interrupt.
There you go. Fine,
I even had a mutual that I've had for a long time, an anonymous one, so I'm not that invested, come at me with, the Green Party, it's all hippy-dippy flower power bullshit. I'm sorry, does people... How is your Overton window shifted so far right that you think people not living in despair is flower power dippy hippie bullshit?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? I've stayed exactly where the fuck my politics are the whole time, and people should be allowed to live comfortably because money is a fucking tool. You've just been persuaded that it's your physical oxygen. It's not how it is. It's not what it is.
I know.
It's just been managed very poorly and deliberately towards the fucking wealthy, and now we're at crisis point.
Yeah. That's what worries me about it a lot. I think this is where reform I think this is what they've been doing. They've been sticking wedges in everywhere going, we hate look at this, look at these guys. And now the infighting between the left, the far left, the progressive left, whatever you want to call the different parties in the middle of Labour are really ramping up. And I think that's reform's only way into power is if they don't stop fighting with each other.
Well, I've got a little bit more on that in the next pod when we talk about Clacton.
Cool. Right, let's wrap it up then
for
episode 45, and we'll plough onwards.
Please like, share, subscribe.
Back in. Yes, please do that. Go to our website, and we're going to record another section in a minute about America, really, and then our trip to Clacton on Sea last weekend. So come back, episode 46, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye for now.